Back with another video for you today. Today I'm talking about fragrances with beast mode sillage. What does sillage mean? Sillage means basically the fragrances that fill a room up with smell even after you've gone or walked past. So if you're curious to discover my 20 favorite fragrances with the most sillage, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. I'm going to jump right into this, but before we do, I just want to let you know last week I had my top 20 designer winter fragrances. This week I'm not doing top 20 niche fragrances. Stay tuned for that next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. But this week I wanted to do the sillage video, and if you don't know what sillage means, it's basically those fragrances that fill up a room with smell. Even after you leave, the smell is in there and it's amazing. These fragrances are ones that work with me, the ones that people tell me fill up a room and doesn't, leave the room for a long time. So these are the fragrances that have the most beast mode sillage. So if you're curious, let's get right to it then. So at number 20, we're going to a fragrance from the house of FRANCK BOCLET, and this is a fragrance called Cocaine, this one right here. Now, I don't know if this really smells like cocaine, but it's all about tuberose. But this is tuberose in its most masculine and most beast mode form. So if you are shy of tuberose, but you love beast mode fragrances, and you kind of think, okay, I want to try and explore the tuberose idea of fragrances. I want to wear them, but they just come off too feminine. Definitely try this one. It's got a lot of unique notes. It's got manoi oil in addition to tuberose, some other white flowers, but man, it's also got tobacco. It is so beast mode and it fills up a room so much that you only need a few sprays. So if you were looking for that fragrance with tuberose that's beast mode, that's more masculine, and to want to fill up a room with your smell or your fragrance, then definitely try Cocaine from FRANCK BOCLET. It's awesome stuff. I kid you not. So at number 19, we're going to the house of ETAT LIBRE d'Orange, and this is RIEN Intense Incense, this one right here. Another beast mode fragrance when it comes to the sillage, and it fills up a room so big, so strong, that even after you leave, this trail, your scent trail, is lingering on for quite a bit of time. Now this one is actually very animalic and leathery and also smoky, but it also has its trademark. Well, the original does have this as well, because this is the Intense Incense version. There's the original RIEN. It's known for aldehydes, so it's got this like cleanish, sort of soapy aldehydic touch to it with dirty animalic leather and incense, if that makes sense. So it's a very, very unique fragrance, and you don't need too many sprays, especially if you're going to meet up with people and you're going to be in small rooms. Definitely do not wear these fragrances, this one or these fragrances, in office settings, because these fragrances are going to overwhelm the smell in a room. So definitely check this one out. I have a review of this, a comparison of the this one with its original with Dahlia. So if you're curious to find out about it, check it out. So this is ETAT LIBRE d'Orange RIEN Intense Incense at number 19. Next up, we're going to the house of MAITRE Parfumé et Gantier, and this is a fragrance called AMBRE MYTHIQUE, this one right here. So AMBRE MYTHIQUE is a very, very intense, very, very overwhelming amber, but very, very powdery. So this one, two sprays, I mean maximum 2 sprays, and it's on you, and it's going to not only overwhelm you, but your crowd, your friends, everybody around you. And do not go to a room that's very tight, because this smell is just going to bloom in that room, just going to like really stay in the room even after you've left, or even if you're walking down halls and things like that. And if you want to make a statement and you want your fragrance to stand out more than yourself, then this is the kind of fragrance to wear. All of these fragrances definitely are fragrances to wear. If you're into the idea of ambers and powdery fragrances combined with major sillage and a scent trail, definitely try Ambre MYTHIQUE from MAITRE Parfumé at Gantier, and I do have a review of this one, so check it out. At number 17, going to the house of Frédéric Malle, and this one is Monsieur, this one right here. So this one's all about patchouli, and again, really loud, overwhelming, smoky, leathery, animalic patchouli. Comes off very industrial to me, like overwhelmingly industrial, and so and animalic, as I said, but it is a very, not the typical kind of like chocolatey patchouli that I'm used to, that I really love, but a style of patchouli that's, as I said, more animalic, a bit resinous as well, and leathery. But this one is also beast mode when it comes to the sillage, so if you want to overwhelm your friends and places you go to with your scent, Monsieur is definitely one that would do it. So I like this scent a lot, actually. No wonder I have a bottle of it. But it's not, like as I said, it's not a typical patchouli. I have another fragrance in this list that is a typical, more chocolatey patchouli. But here it is a different direction. If you're curious and you want to explore and you want to overwhelm your crowd with a animalic, spicy, resinous and smoky, leathery patchouli, try Monsieur by Frédéric Malle. We're going to the house of MANCERA. This is red tobacco, this one right here. Man, this is so beast mode, so overwhelming, so in your face, raw tobacco. It is just big and bold and ambery and intense. And this is one of those fragrances that is to be worn with very limited sprays. So if you like that kind of fragrance and you only need a few sprays to even like leave a huge, big, massive scent trail as you're coming down a corridor or a corner or a hall or in a room, this is the kind of fragrance to do it with. Now, I've heard people don't like this as much. I kind of like it a lot, actually. And it actually, ever since I've been wearing it, it kind of reminds me of a fragrance by the House of Paris Monte Carlo. I think it's called Bois de Oud. So I don't know if you have that one, but this one has similarities to it. Not identical, but this is major. It has one of the biggest sillages in my whole entire collection as far as fragrances go. And this one does not disappoint when it comes to the sillage. So it's Red Tobacco by MANCERA. Number 16, go into the house of Frédéric Malle again. I have 3 Frédéric Malle fragrances in this video. This is Superstitious. Once again, we have aldehydes here, just like RIEN Intense Incense, but they're completely different fragrances. This one's not animalic at all. This one's very aldehydic. Well, I guess it could be a little animalic, but not quite. It has rose, aldehydes, and really intense and loud beast mode sillage, as I said. This one, once again, all these fragrances, a few sprays go a long way, and this one is one of them. Just control your sprays because it will overwhelm people. But then again, this one actually has a more pleasant kind of a smell to me compared to, let's say, for example, Red Tobacco or RIEN Intense Incense, because it has really like industrial synthetic manufacturing plant kind of intensity smells, if that makes sense. But this one has more of a beautiful smell. So the compliments might be more pleasant with this one than the other fragrances, if that makes sense. But again, really beast mode sillage, overwhelming. Control your sprays with this one. It's Superstitious from Frédéric Malle. Next up, we're going to the house of MONTALE, and this fragrance actually is falling apart, so excuse me for that. I need to get another bottle. But this is Black Oud from MONTALE. Now this one is big, it's bold, it's in your face, oud, rose, and patchouli, whereas it's not a straight on oud and rose combo. It's got that awesome patchouli note that gives it a more of a slight aromatic, woody kind of a smell to it, which actually makes the fragrance a little more interesting because you got a lot of oud and rose combo and the patchouli is not so intense or dominant. Here it is, it's really dominant, and it makes it for a great fragrance. big, massive sillage here. Control your sprays. It does project a lot, and in a sillage, you'll leave a huge trail. So be careful. 2 sprays max is it. And this fragrance will last you a long time. I've had this one since 2013, and it's almost on its way out. I've used quite a bit of it. So that's Black Oud. Next at number 13 is the other patchouli fragrance, as I said. This is Psychedelique from JOVOY. And this one is one of those chocolatey patchoulis, whereas I don't get much chocolatey quality in this one, but it does a slight bit have it in there, but this is all about chocolatey, beautiful dark patchouli with a bit of a boozy touch, but with massive sillage, like amazing sillage. Go easy on the trigger with this one. You only need a few sprays and you'll leave a trail and people will be chasing you down because the smell is so good. It's patchouli. Most of the time, for me, when I'm experiencing sillage or somebody else's sillage, it's patchouli that really does the trick for me. Patchouli is so intoxicating as a smell. No wonder people love to wear it because it smells awesome. And it kind of makes people very intoxicated and smelling like captured, like it captures you or catches your nose to that smell, that intoxicating smell. And that's why I have a lot of fragrances here that kind of sort of have patchouli as notes in their fragrances, but this one is all about patchouli, and this one doesn't disappoint with the sillage. So check it out, Psychedelique from JOVOY, and that's at number 13. Another one from the house of Maitre Parfumé at Gantier. This is Ambre PRECIEUX. This one right here, similar to Ambre MYTHIQUE, but the Ambre PRECIEUX is the original. It came before Ambre MYTHIQUE. This one's powdery amber. This one is more resinous and syrupy amber, but with lots of spices. All the fragrances from this house, Maitre Parfumé at Gantier, are so beast mode, so overwhelming that if you're the type of person that likes them intense, definitely a house to check out. This does not disappoint. This is amazing amber. One of the best ambers in the world ever created in the 80s. Awesome stuff. And you only need a few sprays, and the sillage is out of this world. The trail you leave is, people would either love you because they love the fragrances, or be like, man, what is that person wearing? That stuff is so strong. So if you like the idea of an amber, a resinous, spicy, syrupy amber, check out Maitre Parfumé at Gantier's Ambre PRECIEUX. At number 11, we're going to the house of Chanel. Hey, we have a designer finally. I think it's finally. And this is Coromandel, this one right here. Now this one is, again, patchouli, and it leaves a beautiful trail. This one is not as beast mode as the other fragrances on this list so far, but the trail is just gorgeous, beautiful, sexy, patchouli, sparkling and effervescent with white chocolate, but delicious, absolutely delicious. Coromandel is to die for. Awesome. This is the kind of fragrance that if I'm like on my deathbed and I want to smell something before I die, I want to smell fragrances with patchouli, because patchouli just does it for me. It absolutely does it for me. And again, this one does not beast mode, but the sillage, the trail is amazing, and people will ask you what you're wearing. So this is Coromandel from Chanel. And that's number 11. We're into the top 10. And at number 10, it's Intense Cafe from MONTALE. Now this one garners lots of compliments for me. Lots of ladies seem to love this one. The trail is amazing. Once again, it's not as beast mode as Black Oud or any of the previous other ones minus the Chanel, but this one, beautiful compliment getter. And the sillage is there. You leave a trail. It's MONTALE after all, but it's not as in your face and big and bold. So you can get away with a few more sprays with the Intense Cafe, but delicious, absolutely delicious. Milky rose, coffee, you name it, all of that's good, yummy deliciousness. So check it out, Intense Cafe, if you're into the idea of a really awesome and delicious scent trail. And that's at number 10. At number 9, going to the house of Maison Francis KURKDJIAN. This is Grand Soir. Again, not beast mode. This is not a beast mode amber like the Maitre Parfumé at Gantier Ambre PRECIEUX. Grand Soir is more bright and uplifting, effervescent, and illuminated, lights going off, things like that is what I experienced with this one, is sparkly. But not overwhelming, but still you leave a beautiful and gorgeous scent trail, and it's one of those ones that garners compliments and fills up a room with a beautiful smell. Not overwhelming smell, but there is that smell. And a lot of these that I put in this ranking, sometimes the smell kind of beat out the fact that the sillage is not as big as some of the previous ones. So the combo of the smell and the sillage made it for further up in the top list rather than in the back, if that makes sense. And this does not disappoint. The sillage is not overwhelming, but it's there, but a delicious and sexy compliment getter sillage, Grand Soir, at number 9, and that's Maison Francis KURKDJIAN. Now the next one, we're going to the house of Louis Vuitton, another designer. This is Ombre Nomade, this one right here, one of the newer fragrances, and wow, major scent trail with this one, and it's overwhelming. This is probably the most intense Louis Vuitton fragrance in their whole entire collection. This was supposedly a Middle Eastern exclusive, but I recently bought it from Louis Vuitton boutique. They had a bottle there. It's $330 compared to $250 in the original lineup, so it's more expensive. But when they first launched, it was not available, and they were telling me, you know, it's a Middle Eastern exclusive, but thankfully it's there. But man, this one has major sillage, amazing scent trail, amazing, and it's sexy. It's sort of kind of like black oud, but this one goes a little more resinous, a little more animalic. It's rose oud, spiciness with resins, and I feel like there's cinnamon note in here, but it's not. It just comes off like there's a cinnamony touch. There's probably a little bit of papyrus in there as well, but beautiful. This is just to die for. Probably the best release from the house of Louis Vuitton for me, as long as like intensity is concerned, and as far as projection and sillage goes, this one doesn't disappoint. Great, beautiful, sexy scent trail. Animalic light touches as well. So this is Ombre Nomade. Basically translates to nomadic shadow from Louis Vuitton, and that's at number 8. At number 7, going to the house of Parfum de Marly, Leighton Exclusive. Delicious. This has so much sillage, but it's a pleasant sillage, beast mode sillage, beast mode projection, but a beautiful and a sillage that garners compliments. That's the most important, because sometimes some of the fragrances I have listed on here, the intensity is so much. Here, it's pleasant intensity, if that makes sense. People react positively to it more than negatively. Even though you're enjoying the fragrance for yourself and you're enjoying that sillage for yourself, you want people to smell you coming down the street or the corner or in a room. This one is actually all of that stuff, plus it gets compliments. It's a crowd pleaser, if that makes sense. But a really nice scent. Great house. Love this house. There's another one right after this from this house that I also think has even better sillage. But this one's coffee beans. You've got fruity notes. It's latent and then some. Now people think that there might be oud in here, which I don't see credited on PDM, Parfum de Marly's website. So either way, Parfum de Marly Leighton Exclusive, amazing sillage. That's at number 7. At number 6, Carlisle, my recent review. In fact, I have a review of this as well. A lot of these fragrances I have reviews for on this channel, but this one's Carlisle, a more recent review that I did. Major sillage, beast mode projection and beast mode sillage with Carlisle. Amazing. This is to die for. One of my favorite fragrances from this house. To me, it's kind of sort of like a cross between, I've say this since I've been wearing this from early 2017, but it's a cross between Harrod and Leighton. That's what I think. But if you want the beast mode quality of a fragrance, the beast mode sillage, and you want people to smell you and they recognize you with your smell, then try Carlisle. It's amazing. And that's at number 6. At number 5, Créationnée from Roger Parfums. What a sexy sillage this one is. Awesome. Beast mode, all of it. The cloud is, for some reason, the Roger Parfums fragrances have the most cloud. I don't know if it's because it's the way it sprays, because it sprays very cloudy. And this to me is awesome. It's just one of the best smelling fragrances of all time. It's boozy, but also one of the best sillages. The smell that is left behind is to die for. It's delicious. It's just one of the best smells ever. Like, you know, when you put your nose on a fragrance, you know, it's like, that's an amazing smell. That's exactly what this is. Plus you get that awesome sillage, beast mode sillage, to die for. So Roger Parfums Créationné or Enigma is at number 5. Number 4, Incident Diplomatique. This one, people stop me on the streets and ask me what I'm wearing. It's that good. Once again, we've got patchouli here, and it's also vetiver. The combo is intoxicating. Beautiful, massive scent trail. People, like I said, chase me down the street to ask me what I'm wearing. It leaves a big cloud in a room. In my room, when I put it on, and I could smell it. The cloud is big. Big, big, big. And that's the kind of fragrance I like sometimes. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I go for the light stuff like Aventus or Molecule 1 or Molecule 4, things like that. But most of the time I want the big, big fragrances, and this does not disappoint. So this is Incident Diplomatique from JOVOY at number 4. At number 3, going to the house of Frederic Malle. Once again, this is Portrait of a Lady. Amazing scent trail, awesome scent trail, lots of compliments, beautiful, long-lasting fragrance with rose, patchouli, incense, cinnamon, cloves, raspberries. Just one of the best fragrances ever created. It is to die for. Created by Dominique Ropion. If you like the big, bold fragrances, rose and all that good stuff, and you want a great, great scent trail, this is it. Portrait of a Lady at number 3. At number 2, going to the house of Tom Ford. It is Tobacco Vanille. This one is at number 2 because it's beast mode. Even though people complain about reformulations, still, it's intense. It's beast mode. It is over the top, overwhelming, and awesome, awesome scent trail. Like the scent trail it leaves, once again, people ask me what I'm wearing because it smells so good to them. It leaves a huge, huge trail. It's awesome. I love it. It's perfect for Thanksgiving. It's around the corner. I'll be wearing this one. I'll overspray and I'll go to the family dinner. And people are just going to be overwhelmed and also really, really love the way I smell, because a lot of us Middle Easterners love big perfume. And this one doesn't disappoint. Spicy goodness. If you don't know Tobacco Vanille, do check it out. It is awesome from Tom Ford. Last but not least, you'd probably guessed it, it's Dior Homme Parfum. Sexiest fragrance ever. Best scent trail from a designer fragrance from their non-private collection or exclusive collection. To die for fragrance. It's awesome. And I don't get much compliments with this one. I think it's just because it's overwhelming, and I like that about it. But the sexiness just does it for me. It really, really does it. And I love that about it. And it's the best. It is really, really one of my favorite fragrances, including niche fragrances. I love this one, and I can't get enough of it, and I need to just keep wearing it because I'm absolutely head over heels for it. So if you want massive sillage, if you want beast mode performance, if you want people around you to smell you coming down the hall, the street, wherever, Dior Homme Parfum. Amazing stuff. And that is the list. That's at number 1. Guys, what are your thoughts? Do you like this list? Do you hate these fragrances? Have you tried these fragrances? Do you hate them? Do you like them? Do you love them? Let me know. Please put some comments down. Also, let me know, is beast mode sillage not important to you? Do you like a trail? Do you love to leave a trail? Or is it the fact that you probably work in an office that they don't want strong perfumes or whatever? Let me know. Or if that's the case, do you control your sprays during the day, but when you go home and you go out at night, do you just overspray, spray? Let me know. Please put some comments down. Let's get a conversation started. Also, guys, thanks so much for watching my video today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.